Hi, Caleb with Brownells here. Today we're going to be going over everything you need to know about the BRN-180 Gen2 muzzle device in 300 Blackout. So let's get started. So if you're familiar with how to uninstall and reinstall the muzzle device for the Gen 1s, the 223 and 556 Gen 2s are going to be exactly the same, but the 300 Blackout's not. So I'm going to go ahead and break it down and show you what exactly is different in the 300 Blackout. So, first thing we're going to need, similar to the 223 556 variant, something to stick into the slots in the actual flash hider itself, and then a adjustable wrench to remove the jam nut. And the jam nut comes off the same exact way. You're going to tighten it back towards the barrel shoulder, and as you do that, it's going to relieve tension on the flash hider, and that'll come right off. This is where it's different, and as you're removing the jam nut, you'll notice that there's this C-clip underneath. The C-clip is going to act as your barrel shoulder when you need it, but if you'll notice, whenever you're taking this off, this is just floating down there, and there's nothing actually aligning off of it. It's aligning off of the jam nut. Now, most of your muzzle devices, such as your flash hiders, compensators, things like that, the concentricity with the bore isn't as critical because there's a ton of clearance in there. But when you're running something like a suppressor or some of the finer tuned muzzle brakes, you'll need the device itself to be concentric with the bore. So this is going to act as your shoulder, because the shoulder is integral, or critical, I should say, for keeping the alignment with the muzzle device and the alignment with the bore perfect. So that's what this will be for, and I'm going to show you exactly how it's used. Let's get started. So we're going to take the C-clip, insert it onto the barrel, and we're going to tighten our jam nut all the way down against the C-clip, and just put a little bit of torque on there. Doesn't have to be super tight, snug it up. Then from here you can install the muzzle device. All the way against the shoulder. So that's it. So what's going on in here is that the C-clip is indexing against the small barrel shoulder, and then the jam nut is indexing against the C-clip, and then of course your muzzle device against the jam nut. Now what this is going to do is keep everything concentric with the bore to give you perfect alignment. Now on some of your muzzle devices, such as your suppressors, or some of your, for example, your precision armament muzzle brakes that require shims and they have to be indexed at a certain degree, you can go ahead and take the shims for those and put them directly against the shoulder of the jam nut and install it just as you would on any other barrel. So for installing your standard muzzle devices, such as if we were going to put this flash hider back on, or any of your compensators or standard muzzle brakes, what we'll do is go ahead and screw it down. And it's not indexed, so we'll go ahead and back off until it is indexed. Then we'll loosen the jam nut. So we're going to loosen that against the muzzle device, using our tool to keep it aligned as we tighten it. And that's all you need to do. Now that C-clip is still underneath there and it's just floating. It's not acting as anything. But I would certainly recommend leaving it there so it doesn't get lost or anything like that, because it's not affecting anything positively or negatively where it is currently. So if you have any questions about any components of the BRN-180 series, or of course any firearms in general, feel free to leave us a comment down below or give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.